Hypnosis. The Luciferian Illuminati mindset has established an effective system to control humanity. This system is one deceit layered upon another, endlessly. The religious system had to come first. Trauma through guilt and fear is the basic hypnotic control mechanism. Instill fear through trauma and you automatically instill control. This is hypnosis. Living with any form of fear is living in a hypnotic state. Be it the indoctrinated fear of hell, death, or whatever, any form of fear is hypnosis. Of course, it's at this point in the discussion the religious person quips, "Oh yes, the other fellow's religion is hypnotic enslavement, but mine is the true religion." Or, "The other fellow believes in the triune God, but I only believe in Jesus." There is no truth in any religious system. There is a mirror of truth. It is a mirrored image that is exactly opposite, or veils awareness. It looks like the truth, but it's backwards. For instance, the Judeo-Christian Bible speaks of an Antichrist and of a Christ or Messiah. Both of these concepts are the imagination of the Luciferian Lightbringer mindset. This mindset plays black against white, up against down. Divide and conquer is the name of the game. This mindset states it is Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. In reality, there is no beginning or end. Wisdom is eternal, no beginning and no end. Remember this mirror technique as you read on. To mirror, or to do things backwards, or in reverse is a major Luciferian Illuminati tool. When the hypnotic state is multiplied by many layers of deceit-filled systems, the matrix web controls humanity. One of the basic forms of hypnotic suggestion is to show a form, a sound or shape, a word or even a complete written message in reverse. A simple example, "Live is evil," when written in reverse. This is done repeatedly in the 3D existence. When a written or spoken phrase seems to say something caring and kind, it is really a subliminal for just the opposite. It's all in how thoughts are phrased, the tone, and how condescending it appears. Just listen to any doctor, politician, teacher, lawyer, priest and the like, and it becomes obvious they lie with every breath. In many instances, these professionals don't even consider it to be lies, but simply manipulation of our reality to conform to the direction they desire our existence to proceed. Indoctrination in intellectual concepts places those willing to be indoctrinated into an extremely deep trance state, and then implanting those concepts necessary to spread the trance state throughout society. How could you expect anything else? This is what they've been trained to do. This site will demonstrate the power found in the use of shapes, reversed or not, with a Luciferian identity attached to it. The following diagrams and charts show how this is accomplished. When the three primary colors overlap at equidistance of 120 degrees apart, the resulting symbol shows as an atom symbol. When doing additive color mixing, when the light does not strike a physical surface, to absorb or reflect light, such as a rainbow or the colors on a TV screen, it creates a white hexagon. When doing subtractive color mixing, where light strikes a physical pigment-based surface, it creates a black hexagon. In both instances, a hexagon is produced, and it is this hexagon that is the tool used to manipulate humanity into the hypnotic trance state. The 3-electron atom symbol does not exist in any element. It was developed by the Luciferian thought process merely as a tool to create the total blueprint used in hypnotic suggestion. Furthermore, it is the pigment-based three-dimensional space that is used to a greater extent to create the illusion that manipulates, so the information on this site will refer predominantly to the black hexagon. It is this black hexagon that is the nucleus of the atom. The electrons spin around the outside of the atom, and form the illusory notion of a nucleus.
Are you certain?
Of course.
You found them in everything.
Yes, sir. They're tiny, they're filled with empty space, and they are the fundamental building blocks of all matter.
So, if we could somehow control the market on these things, just think of the possibilities.
But, sir, you're talking about...
Religious thought originates from this concept as demonstrated below. In sun god worship, the black and white colors are considered sacred. Black and white symbolize the duality nature of the whole three-dimensional illusion. It's for this reason that Freemasons, Christian ministers and priests, amongst a whole host of other sun god, or son of God worshipping thought forms, manifest black and white in their costume and symbols. All physical 3D energy is light, and all energy has an electrical field. There are positive male and negative female poles. The electrons are the smallest part of the atom and are referred to as the female negative energy. They circle the nucleus. The nucleus houses the protons, the positive male energy. As well, the nucleus has the neutrons, which are almost identical in size to the protons, but are neutral, neither positive or negative. The three primary colors overlapping within a beam of light cause the symbol of the atom to be formed. This is the basis for all religious and scientific thought. All religious and scientific thought is Luciferian, which means, all thought results in the conjuring up of light. Pay attention to the fact it is the electrons, the female negative energy, that create the nucleus, the womb, in which the male protons and the neutral neutrons reside. Here's how it works. The Trinity of Religion. The negative female energy is represented by the electrons. These particles are the smallest of the atom, just as the woman is generally physically smaller than the male. This is the mother goddess of religion, Semiramis/Isis/Mary, etc. Everything we see in the three-dimensional space is an electron. In other words, everything visible is the female, or the woman, seducing and distracting all from reality. Again, this is not good or bad, it's just the way it is. The positive male energy is represented by the protons. The protons are larger than the female electrons. This is the Father God. Cronus/Jehovah/El, etc. The neutral energy is represented by the neutrons. The neutrons are almost as large as the protons and represent the seed. This is the Son of God. Because of the neutrality of the neutrons, this is the Prince of Peace, the mediator, Tema/Horus/Zeus/Jesus, etc. The seed is one with the Father. This is the source of the triune Godhead in religion. This is the worship of the woman. The Father and the Son are embedded within the nucleus. The woman is revolving around the nucleus. The Father and the Son, the protons and neutrons, are one in the nucleus. This is recorded in religious writings, the Father and the Son are one. However, this is the worship of the woman due to the fact the electrons are whirling around the protons and neutrons at incredible speed, completely blocking out the protons and neutrons from the naked eye. All we see in the 3D realm are electrons, the female portion of the triune God. This is why everything we see is so captivating, it is the beauty and seduction of the woman. The manipulation of a light beam produces symbols, shapes, colors and sounds, through thoughts, and the accompanying doctrine, dogma and incantations, directly and deceitfully throws a veil over our ability to connect to wisdom. This occurs because we have been tricked to believe we are physically created and that life is breathed into us. In reality, we have always been present, but through hypnotic suggestion, we believed our physical and mental being is reality. Life wasn't breathed into us. Quite the opposite. A thick veil of deceit, illusion and death has been cast over us, all in the name of the pretty rainbow of light we refer to as coming from God. Hypnotic suggestion follows the same routine again and again. We grow up being seduced by, and responding to, the female form. When we reach puberty, we start having thoughts, sexual thoughts. This leads to the hypnotically suggested sex act, which leads to the hypnotically suggested pregnancy, which leads to the hypnotically suggested birth of a baby. All was conjured by one thought after another. Thoughts are lies, without fail. Sex thoughts, as lovely as they are lies. The end product of sex is the birth of yet another illusion. This is not who and what we are. The three-dimensional body is just the Luciferian egregore group thought form, toying with our awareness, and disconnecting us from our original wisdom state. This manipulation of light, or the male and female, positive and negative, has also produced the sex ritual, fertility symbol in use since ancient Babylon. The six-pointed star symbolizes the sexual union of the man and the woman, once again forming the seductive hexagon of darkness in the center. A white hexagon formed in additive color mixing is just as symbolically seductive. This next chart demonstrates the sound, word association the Luciferian mind uses to manipulate the world. This is not scientific in the least. And that's just the point. Science is seance and a total sham. Just as religion and every other system in the world is a distortion of wisdom. Hypnosis has hindered my ability to reason things clearly, also. My life has been an experience of believing one lie after another. This occurs not because I want to be lied to, but the moment I develop a belief system, I leave the moment, the place where wisdom exists. Therefore, to remain outside the hypnosis state, I must not become emotionally connected to the thoughts intellectually implanted within, or build a belief structure. There's no need for a belief structure, as wisdom knows all things. As we watch and wait, we reconnect to this unlimited knowing, and in watching and waiting, reclaiming our eternal paradise state occurs. The information put forward in these pages might bring forth the need to defend your personal views. In the 3D sense of things, we really don't know much of anything. In the reality state of wisdom, we know all things, and the patience of wisdom is our power and strength. There is nothing much for the ego to boast. Once again, in reality, we have no ego. Only in this three-dimensional experience, the Luciferian thought process implants the notion of ego. However, it's their ego, not ours, and it's their thoughts, not ours, that's conjured up the 3D realm. None of us illusory human beings have an ego. Ego was exercised in the eternal paradise state by the Luciferian egregore group who thought they knew something. This thought process immediately conjured up their ideas, which we witness as the 3D physical universe. Look in any direction around you, and everything you see is just the mind of the thinkers manifesting their lunacy as the 3D plane. What you're witnessing, as you observe the 3D existence, is the very creator God, the Supreme Being, who is nothing more than an ego, exploding with thought, that created a word. The word has sound which vibrates. This vibration is energy that glows, and glowing is light. And light is everything you see. Everything you see is light, and God is supposed to be the light of the world. Jesus is supposed to be the light of the world. Jesus is also the Word, we're told. The light, word, ego, thought, sound, vibration, energy, glowing, all this is God, and is the visible 3D experience. In turn, this is the hypnotic manipulation of our reality, through this Kabbalistic lunacy that separates us from reality. This may be painful, but this is also the awakening and the liberation. Removing our ego is waking up from the hypnotic trance. Something that will be demonstrated as you progress through this site, will be the name of Allah, and how this name permeates the whole world in subliminal form. One such example of this is seen in the word Kabbalah. Bear with me, those of you who haven't progressed through this site yet, as I show the meaning of this word from a subliminal perspective. Then as you read into the later pages, from about 25 and on, it will become exceedingly clear, the validity of this interpretation. Kabbalah equals Ka, killing or king force. Ba, sacrifice. La, La or Allah, which in turn is LA or Los Angeles. The first man and woman, Adam and Eve, Adam and I. The first human creations referred in the Judeo-Christian Bible are Adam and Eve. Simply put, Adam is the atom, the first man. Eve is the coming of the light emanating from the atom. Therefore, the names Adam and Eve are referring to the atom's light, or the atom's eye, or again, the all-seeing eye. This is the aeon of Judaism, where something is created out of nothing. The essence of Kabbalism is thinking a thought of corresponding sound and shape, and matter appears. This is the light of the atom and the light of the eye. This is the duality nature, the divided light, of the whole three-dimensional world. This is the illusion the great and loving God created around us. This was deliberately and intentionally done so that we would experience the illusion of death, and through this illusion, be manipulated into fear and guilt through the concept of sin, and the only way of escape would be to call out to the Savior God to rescue us from our pitiful selves. Quite the fucked up scam when you get right down to it. As stated at the top of the page, the elite Illuminati leaders, through their puppet governments, are deliberately trying to kill us. Now you may have a clearer picture of how and why.